It's a bit windy today, guys, but hello, and welcome to the Journey with Janey podcast. For those of you viewing, here we are, some of our lammies, and yeah, aren't they absolutely beautiful? I just love this time of year. I wish I could get them running and jumping around, but they're distracted by the dogs and it's probably windy. Hello. Hands up in the air again. I'm Janey and I'm your host for the Journey with Janey podcast. We're back outside in this amazing environment again today. I just love being outside, as you well know. The beautiful sky, the sun is shining. I'm looking over the wall in front of me towards the sheep, the yows with their lambs. It's that time of year. I did put a little clip on at the start of the lambs in the field for those of you who are watching. So I just want to thank you all for being here again. I have to say I feel 100 times better than I did last week. Still very slow on the walking, and it's actually going to take me a little while to get back to full strength. What I will say is it has given me time to be still. It has given me time to rethink and recharge and rewrite where I'm actually going with where I am. So I suppose it was the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, telling me, actually, Jane, you need to take time out to stop and take stock of where you actually are. Spend time on you, go within, and actually think about where you're going. So you guys are amazing. I love doing my podcast. I love talking. I love babbling, as you know. And for me, Sunday, I have to say, Easter Sunday, which is the Sunday just past, is the first time in 51 years of my life that I have actually been on my own, apart from my two companions, my four-legged friends, my dogs. And part of me when I woke up on Sunday morning was like, no family get together to go to. Friends are all lambing at this time of year. Sometimes, you know, Easter is a friend's time because it's not lambing time, or it's pre-lambing time, and it's a good time to get together. And I was kind of like, part of me was like, you're on your own. And then I was like, you know what? I am good with being on my own. I am good with being in my own space. And actually, sometimes we all need space for ourselves, no matter what. And I think that's something that we all find hard, is actually taking that time out for ourselves and understanding that there's a lot of work we can do on ourselves on our own. Might just be sat in front of the stove, because we've had to have that on the last few nights because it's still cold at night. Sat in front of the stove with a cup of coffee and just taking a few deep breaths and getting back on track. And I think Sunday, I absolutely loved my Sunday. Not gonna lie. Kim Calvert, who is my mentor, I'm sure you've heard me talk about her before, put an amazing Easter message onto our platform, The Source. It was 27 minutes long, I think, off the top of my head. And wow, I was like, oh, that Kim, you're talking directly to me. And there's more than me in Kim's mentorship. So pen and paper at the ready, glorious day like today, and I went and found myself a spot. Now I know you've all been to the stream with me, you've listened to the water. Not my usual spot at the stream. I found somewhere totally different, and I actually took my socks and shoes off, sat and lay back on the grass and let the sun beat down on my face, put some music on in my ears for 15 minutes, and I just let whatever was gonna happen. So just peace, tranquility, the odd sheep blaring, and I was like, wow. So then I got the pen and paper out and journaled all the thoughts that came through, journaled everything out. I don't know, many of you maybe don't know about journaling. I certainly didn't. As you know, I am a writer. I love writing. I've always written a daily diary, and when I think about it, that was my form of journaling, but now I use it on the likes of Sunday, and just let the writing flow, and it'll be something I'll look back on later in the week, because obviously I'll review the week that I've had after the peace and quiet that I had on Sunday. And it kind of gives you that chance to just stop and, yeah, think about what you actually are doing. Who am I? That was one of the main questions that I struggled with after Jonathan's death. I'd lost my identity, and I have touched on this before. But what Kim was saying, as we grow in our awareness, and obviously through the mentorship I am growing, day on day, week on week, month on month, year on year, and understanding more and more and more, it's good to keep asking these questions. The who are you as you now, the who are you as to where you want to go. So it is, it's a huge learning curve for me at the minute, and I have to say a bit of a revelation for me over the whole of the Easter weekend, being on my own, but actually giving myself permission to not switch the computer on, not sit and do work, not switch the telly on and binge watch something on Netflix, but actually work on me. So I thoroughly enjoyed that time, and I now have a clear vision of where I want to go. So I think what I'm trying to say to you guys is give yourself permission to actually stop. We're all busy, we can all be doing, but are we actually achieving what we want to achieve? Have you actually stopped and looked at what you did achieve last week or last month or from the beginning of the year? Are you still working on those I can't even think of the word, New Year's resolutions that you decided that 2025 was the year you were going to go to the gym every day, you were going to get out of bed early, you were going to walk every day? Are you still actually achieving those resolutions that you set at the beginning of the year? And if not, why not? So that's another question. If you aren't still working towards your New Year's resolutions, what's gone wrong? Have you looked at why you're not doing that? Why aren't you going out on a daily basis for a walk? Have you started to get up early? Have you actually tried it? Yes, we're into Q2. We're nearly at the end of April, dare I say it. And there's still more of 2025 left than what we've had. So there's still time to make that start on your New Year's resolution. We could call it a spring resolution if you want to do it. And yeah, think about why you haven't done it. And I think for me, it all goes back to understanding how powerful our mind actually is, and me being referred by a friend to go into the mentorship and understanding that scientific process of the mind, and how our thoughts and our feelings control all our actions. So the thoughts, the feelings and the actions all need to work as one. That popped into my mind today was every day's a school day, and I've got no idea where I've picked that up from, where I'm coming from for that. So yeah, learn your lessons, study, read, do whatever you want to do. Listen to podcasts, listen to people like me who babble on and put a smile on your face. Well, I hope I put a smile on your face anyway. You know what I mean? Keep learning. If somebody told me that I would be studying regularly at the age of 51, I would have said, no. That's nearing retirement age. Why would I be studying now? But I think it's, for me, which I'm actually getting out of studying and talking to people and helping people to take those small steps to be the person they want to be. Give them the confidence and the knowingness that actually they can take the small steps. They might not want to get out of bed. They might, not want to get out of bed to go to the gym. They might not want to get out of bed at all, because if you're in grief, that is something I was very much in that. If I don't get myself out of bed, I'll just lie here all day because life's not worth living. And this has given me the passion and the purpose to actually be the person who can help those people to understand how their mind works and how you can learn and change your habits. So that's all I'm going to say today, because I'm now not really sure where I'm going with any of this. So I do apologise, guys. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for listening, and as always, if there's anything specific you would like me to touch on, because obviously, but somebody somewhere needed to hear whatever I talked about today. So take care, guys. Until next week. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me on the Journey with Janey podcast. Always remember, there is something within you that knows no limits. It's time to believe in you. Click the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I love reading your reviews and comments, so right away. So, if you're ready to take those small steps to transform your true self, let's do life together.